back from the sand dunes of Dubai with a little bit of colour, so that's good. If you're wondering why I'm turning up at 7 a.m., you just haven't adjusted your clocks yet. So please make sure you do that. It's now 8 a.m. here in the UK, yeah, what a strange world we wake up to nearly every day these days. What a strange world it is when things are put onto the front pages of all of the news, etc., that cause us to sometimes get emotionally involved in things. And you certainly see the difference between reactions and responses when you look at the front page of the news. So what I put about today's live is what anyone else thinks, says, or does is absolutely none of your business. Now, you know that I often say what anyone else thinks is none of your business. Well, I've added to that this morning what anyone else thinks, says, or does is none of your business. And what I'm trying to get to here is obviously about self-control. I got asked a really great question at dinner on Friday evening about what are the coping strategies? What do you use in order to be able to repel, protect yourself against negative influences? That was one of the biggest ones for me. What anyone else thinks, says, or does is none of your business. It really isn't. You do not need to get emotionally involved in other people's stuff, right? And we only have to look at the front page of the news this morning for, of course, all the strange things that are going on in the world, and then one particular guy who had the greatest moment of his life, but then chose a reaction rather than a response, which is what we teach in eColours. We pause the reaction and then we respond in a more timely fashion. The response factor is what we're looking for in everything that we do. Good morning, Caroline. How are you? Great to have you here. Good to see Pete off to play some golf as well. What I would say about that comment, of course, is that what anyone else thinks, says, or does is none of your business. And the real skill to life is not allowing people, events, or other people's ideas to control you. You have to make yourself decide. You have to decide what's right. You can accept or reject whatever it is you would like to be getting involved with, but be very, very cautious or very, very careful around emotions, particularly negative emotions, which can strike at any moment. One of the things I have to say, of course, is that we mustn't judge. I do my best not to judge at any moment. I just want to observe rather than judge. Good morning, Gav. Good morning, Diana. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you all on my personal Facebook. Hi, guys. Can't put you on the screen, but I know you're there. Yeah, observation is power and judgment is weakness. Okay, and what a world we live in, where the world is very, very judgmental, isn't it? We live in a strange world where people want to judge everyone else all the time. I think because a lot of the time it makes us feel better about ourselves, potentially, if we start judging others. When actually, if we start to observe other people, we have a power over ourselves and then over our universe and over our experience. So for me, observation is power, judgment is weakness. You never know what's going on in someone else's life or why they're acting the way they are acting. And the world will always, always, always try and knock you off course. And the thing for us is not to be knocked off course. The world, emotions, the news, other people's judgments, other people's opinions, all of this stuff is very, very much trying to knock us off course all the time. And it does not serve us. It doesn't do good things for us. It really, if we allow it, it can really spoil our journey through this universe and through our lives. So my advice on that one is, don't buy into the drama. What anyone else doing is none of your business. And don't allow the mainstream media to sell you more stuff. Drama sells, right? All that kind of stuff. We need to be in a much more responsive way rather than reacting to all these kind of things. And how many of us judge quickly? When we observe something or we see something on the news or a friend or a work colleague or something like that, how many of us rush to judgment? it can be done, and if you're not careful, it can take over your life, which is not what we're looking for at all. You know, we want to be in a position where we're fully in control of our emotions and enjoying our existence at all times. If someone else has the power to make you feel a certain way, whether it's fearful or anger or whatever it is, if someone else has the power to make you feel that way, you're losing, essentially. And you don't want to lose. You're a strong person. You want to make sure you're fully in control of your emotions and therefore able to respond. We do live in a strange world, as I said. You know, not everybody understands this information that I'm talking about. I wish they did, but not everybody does. Looking at the entertainment world and what happened last night, King Richard, by the way, about the Williams sisters, is an incredible film. I've watched it several times now, and it's uplifting, it's inspiring, and all power to the Williams sisters for doing what they did and allowing that film to be made. Fantastic. We do live in a strange world where comedy, you know, can be used in a way that it can be tragic, right? Comedy is tragedy half of the time. If you really listen, comedy can be tragedy. It's a shame we don't live in a world where people are more motivating and more inspiring all of the time, right? If you're motivating and inspiring all of the time, and you get to decide that, by the way. But let's hope that next year's Oscars are presented by someone more motivating and more inspiring, perhaps. I am available if anyone wants to reach out and wants a coaching session, or indeed wants a host for the day. Guess what? I'll do that, because it's not about making fun of people. You know, that's tragic. People get a laugh out of it, but actually it's tragic, and it's not really the best way forward. We need to be in a world where we motivate, we inspire, we make positive decisions, and we get things done in a real positive way. Remember what I'm saying there. What anyone else thinks, says, or does is absolutely none of your business, right? It's the best way to live. It's absolutely inspirational. Diana's saying, I choose to be motivating and inspiring. Thank you, Diana. Always look for that energy, because it's within every single human being, and we've just got to tap into it. Good morning to Matt James as well. Caroline says here, I'm feeling good, much better for heeding advice you're talking about today. Thank you, Caroline. And that's so important. It's so important to heed this advice. Much of what I've studied is from, you know, fascinating books. I read my own book, Life Remixed, again while I was on holiday. It was a great read, actually, and I've caught myself cracking up at a few of my own jokes, which was strange, but there you go. Emma looked at me a couple of times a bit oddly, because I was cracking up at parts of Life Remixed. But essentially, I read it almost like it wasn't me, and it was a great read, actually. So thank you for all of the wonderful reviews we keep getting on Amazon as well. Those Amazon reviews are actual currency. You know, they actually push us up the rankings with more and more people reviewing and saying they enjoyed the book and giving us 5 stars and stuff like that. So thank you for from my heart for every one of those. And of course, big love to every single one of you watching now and listening and getting some Monday motivation. I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is an incredible book. And we are doing a book club with all of my coaching clients, and we were talking about the 11 factors of leadership, or we will be talking about the 11 factors of leadership this week. And I think it's so important to understand, you know, if you adopt all of these things, you're going to be successful, not just for the short haul, but for the long haul. So Think and Grow Rich, he studied 500 millionaires for 25 years, put it all into this book, and he talks a lot about leadership and what we can do to improve ourselves as better leaders in whatever we're choosing to do. So in your own self-employment, in your own entrepreneurship, in your own businesses, in your own corporate jobs, whatever it is you're in right now, you can be a better leader of self, right? So the first one he talks about is unwavering courage, and it takes a certain level of courage to do these videos. It takes a certain level of courage to stand on a stage, as I will be again on the 7th of May for the next Life Remix Live. It takes a certain amount of courage for you to get up in the morning and do whatever you are going to do. It takes courage, right? If you let the fear win, then you'll just be under the covers going, oh, not another day. You know, it takes courage to get up, be responsible, take care of yourself and others. It takes unwavering courage to do that. Yeah. knowledge of yourself is what we're looking for here. When you get knowledge of yourself, you'll have unwavering courage and you'll be able to do whatever it is you would love to be able to do, right? The second one is self-control. Now, we've seen people lose control, haven't we? And we see people lose control on the news all of the time. Drama sells. It's always on the news. People losing control. Boom, there it is. Makes a headline. You know, if we react in a certain way, it makes a headline. Yeah. If we respond in a calmer, happier way, maybe it won't make so much of a headline, but we will actually have a much, much happier, peaceful life within, to allow us to actually create some things that we would love to do. Good luck, Matt, with that pitch that you're doing there as well. Hope you win it, mate. It'd be amazing. But self-control is massive. So unwavering courage, self-control, the two first of the 11 factors of leadership, the two first things mentioned. The next thing he mentions is a keen sense of justice. Yeah, keen sense of justice is massively, massively vital, that we actually get a keen sense of justice, not just for ourselves, but for others, right? It's important that we all win. If I win, you guys win, right? And vice versa. If you win, I win. Yeah, that's how we win together. And that's the key to life. Yeah, one of the biggest decisions you have to make is, do you live in a friendly universe or do you live in a hostile universe? Well, I personally now live in a friendly universe. I used to live in a hostile universe. Good morning, Dom Reed, as well. Great to have you here with us, Dom. Hoping that you come and join us on May the 7th at the Isha Theatre. Gav as well. What's Gav saying? Gav's saying, good morning, Mark. Gavlar. Just how I'm feeling today. PTSD is at high today. Gav, mate, reach out, have a discovery call with me. Yes, PTSD is a very, very tough thing to overcome, anxiety. However, I've learned myself how to overcome anxiety, doubt, fear, worry, all of these things using certain strategies that I was coached and now I coach other people. And I think it's such an important thing to do. You don't have to struggle through this life. Good morning, Stacey. It's great to have you here with us as well. I can see you on my private feed. Good morning, Tom. It's great to have you, Tom Bland. Scott James, good morning. Loads of you on my personal profile and indeed across all of the streams. It's great to have so many of you watching across LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. It's really beautiful that you're watching on every channel. So unwavering courage and self-control, we've got to have those in position. A keen sense of justice, of course, not just for ourselves, but for everybody. Everybody wins. Be definite on your decisiveness. You know, if you're going to decide that you're not going to react, but you are going to respond, then stick to it. Advanced decision making, ADM, advanced decision making, is already decided. Yeah, I've already decided that I don't drink alcohol, and I decided that 17 years ago. It wasn't serving me, so I decided in advance, and it's done. And ask anyone around me, I've stuck to that, right? ADM, advanced decision making, decide in advance. I've decided in advance that I will not react to the world. You know, the world is constantly trying to get us to react. I will not react. I will only respond from my heart in a positive manner. Yeah, it is not worth deciding to lose control, because if you lose control straight away, you lose control of the situation. If someone else can control your thoughts and feelings and emotions, you're not in charge of yourself then, are you? You've got to be in charge of yourself. So please think about this stuff. Decide in advance. Have a definite plan. If you haven't got a definite plan, you're going to end up living someone else's plan. And guess what they've got planned for you? Not much. Okay. So the bottom line is you've got to have a plan and you've got to go for it. Okay. More of these 11 factors of leadership. So vital to have these and be, in tune with these in your heart. So let your emotions be in control, get your thinking right, and then only take action. So have a habit of doing more than you're being paid for. Remember, this is 500 millionaires for 25 years in Think and Grow Rich. Have a habit of doing more than you're being paid for. Well, I'm not paid for this, and I'm here every Monday morning. Yeah, it's not about being paid. It's about putting that great energy out and then getting the positive energy back to you. Of course, have a pleasing personality. Yeah, don't be slovenly, careless. If you are, you won't become a good leader. In order to become a good leader, you've got to lead from your heart and you've got to do the work on yourself first. by the way, you've got to be a great follower before you can be a great leader. I've been a great follower for many years, and now I'm growing into becoming a great leader, I believe, in my opinion. I hope you agree. But the bottom line is that a pleasing personality is a great thing to have. Be a great follower of great information, and when the time is right, become a great leader in your own right. Very, very important. When I look at some of the leaders that I've seen in the world, I've seen people do it badly. I've seen people do it poorly. Okay, it's not about that. It's about you being the best leader of yourself and your own thoughts and feelings and emotions, and then radiating that out into the world. And the way will be made. You know, it will happen for you. Have sympathy and understanding. Okay, a great leader who's going to lead for longevity. We all know of, like, you know, political leaders that we can name even right now that eventually will fall off the cliff. It won't be long lasting. It won't be great for them. Have sympathy and understanding for everybody, and you will then all of a sudden start to see things turn up in your own life in a good way, and you'll be able to lead with integrity in a positive way. Mastery of detail. You have to master details. However, you don't have to master every detail, because I'm not great at those. You don't have to master every single detail. You do need to have the detail of the leader's position. As an author of Life Remixed and a leader of the Life Remixed coaching clients group, I have mastered the details of the leader's position. And that's all I do now, day in, day out, in order to lead other people to their great success, because that's how we all win. Once again, if you win, I win. That's how it works. So important. Morning, Tom. Yes, great to have you here, mate. Morning, Joe and Jar as well. Great to have you guys all commenting from wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for being here. Inspiring as always. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. Okay, number 10, willingness to assume full responsibility. If you want to be a leader and then you're trying to blame your team for someone else getting it wrong or someone else making a mistake, then you're not a leader. Yeah, okay. You have to take full responsibility. The leadership position demands that. Take full responsibility. If you're going to lead a team of people, if somebody fails or has a difficult moment or anything that is not part of the plan, for instance, the leader must take the responsibility for it. The leader has failed, not the person who's following. It's very, very important to get this information and really go with it. And then, of course, cooperation. Successful leaders must understand and apply the principle of cooperative effort and be able to induce their followers to do the same. Leadership calls for power, and power calls for cooperation. It's so important. It's so important. And by the way, we all know people in the world that are using some of this information for negatives, right? It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about using this for positive leadership, positive leadership by consent, and being able to induce people to do good things in the world. And that's what we're doing, I believe. That's what we're doing with Life Remixed live on Saturday, the 7th of May. We would love you to come and join us at the Isha Theatre. The tickets are on Eventbrite now. I would love you to come and be a part of it. You're going to meet a lot of clients. You're going to hear a lot of success stories. People are going to be joining me on the stage. We've got eColours practitioners. We're going to have Diana and many, many other members of the Life Remixed community joining me on the stage at Life Remixed Live on the 7th of May. We're going to be donating money to Bobby and Steve, to their foundation, in order to help bring Steve back to the family home, which is going to be beautiful. And we're doing everything positive that we possibly can to help as many people as possible. So we'd love you to join us Saturday the 7th of May at the Isha Theatre, once again 11 a.m. until midnight. CJ McIntosh DJing in the evening alongside Bobby, myself and Gav Randall. Going to be great. Going to be great. Tell all your friends, get involved, and remember to have that leadership, to exercise that self-control in order to respond rather than react. If you are still reacting or getting knocked about by the world and the universe and other people's opinions and thoughts and ideas and plans can knock you off course, then you've got to do more self-development work to be stronger. I talk a lot about purpose, a lot about gratitude. There's so many other strategies you can use, and if you put them all together, you have a shield, and you can essentially just knock these things away because they are not serving you, and you can actually defend yourself and defend your own personal thoughts, feelings, and emotions, your attitude. So obviously self-development, choose self-development. It's a choice. Day by day by day, the time is going to pass anyway. So I would urge you to develop yourself. Go to my recommended reading on markwilkinsonofficial.com. Understand yourself and others, and all of a sudden life will get so much more beautiful and so much easier for you to navigate. So like I said, I'm available to coach anyone who needs some extra coaching. I am available to host the Oscars or the BAFTAs or anything else next year. Let's have some motivation and some inspiration, shall we, rather than any negativity. So big love to every single one of you this morning. Thanks for watching now, or indeed on the catch up. Spread the word. Life Remixed is a purpose, a vision, a goal, and it's helping a lot of people around the globe, as we found out even in Dubai last week. So big love to every single one of you. Watch this space for more action. I'll be back, but if you want to reach out to me, you know where I am. And take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Monday Motivation.